I'm frustrated because got my whole world got disheveled, and I feel like he has moved on, and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks, I can't imagine, thank you guys for sharing stuff, like stories that you've gotten through this and it's been however many years, because I could not imagine that.
The real shock isn't that relationships end, it's how fast people move on when they were already halfway out the door.
I am so tired of being in pain. Like, you just gotta push through. It just sucks. Feels like you get your heart ripped out of your chest, but you have to keep living and doing your best, and it's really hard. Literally, I just have to convince myself 24/7 that I'm fine when I'm really not. So, it's wonderful.
One of the biggest realities people struggle with after divorce is timing. While one person is still processing emotions, the other may have already detached long before things officially ended. So when they move on quickly, it feels sudden, but often it isn't.
I process this emotion that I'm feeling right now, and I was talking to my therapist about it. And it's not this jealousy that I have that my ex-husband has moved on and has a girlfriend right now. It's the anger for the disrespect. It's the utter just disregard to how you've destroyed a family, how you've destroyed your career, how you're showing your daughter your ex-wife was so replaceable. You replaced her multiple times in the marriage, but as soon as the ink was dry, you replaced her over and over again, and now you have a girlfriend. Instead of showing your daughter, I did this and I feel remorseful and this is what I did. She's going to look back, she's going to ask questions, and she's going to say and realize what type of man he is. And I guess that's on him. Not jealousy that she's being loved right now by him. I know what that feels like. It was great. 3 weeks after we met, he said, "I love you." I had so much love bombing. 2 months after we met, he wrote me 30 letters for the first month that we went no contact because of Army school. He proposed 6 months after meeting me. I know what love bombing felt like, and it was great. It was amazing. So I know she's living her best life. I've been there. I know what she's experiencing, and it's not the jealousy of that, because love bombing doesn't last forever. And it's like a drug. You get this high and it'll never ever be that way. And I'm sure he's learned from his lessons of how to hide stuff more. So it's not a jealousy that she has him because I don't want him. It's an anger about how you can destroy lives and be so careless that you don't take the time to heal and understand your root cause. I made a video about why he cheated, and at the end of the day, they're all excuses. They're excuses. And no woman can fix him. And every woman that he dates, it's going to happen again and again and again, unless he works on the root cause, which he hasn't. He refuses to, in teaching her codependency. So it all balances out. Her mom's teaching her to love yourself, that you don't need somebody else, that you don't seek validation. It does break my heart. A month before he met her, I don't know when they met, a month before they were official, he told me he's not dating. He told me he's looking for only one thing in women. He told me he's addicted to validation. I have all the receipts. That's why I even feel bad for her, because he was very, very, very clear. He doesn't want anything serious. He's done the husband thing. He's done the family man thing, and he's not cut out for it. He lost himself in having to care for somebody else, but he's obsessed, and his words, "I'm addicted to the validation of women." Yes, I have no control over his life. I never did. I just don't want it affecting my daughter. I don't want her getting close to a woman that he's just going to discard. I don't want him getting close to women who have such low morals that they know his story and still think it's not going to happen to them. I want my daughter around strong, badass women.
What looks like moving on fast is sometimes just delayed visibility. The emotional distance, the checking out, the mental exit, it can happen months or even years before the actual separation. By the time it's public, one side is already at peace.
You know, life after divorce. As a woman, I would honestly sit here and say, as much as I've made the decision and the choice to divorce my husband then, I also regret it.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
I don't regret it because I still loved him, but
God have mercy upon us.
I regret it because I feel like I denied my children the right and the opportunity to have what people call a normal family.
Will you keep quiet? Child.
Now today I'm sitting with kids who are in the statistic of divorce. So as much as I've divorced, I would never ever advise anybody to go through a divorce.
Social media amplifies this shock. Seeing an ex-partner happy, relaxed, or in a new relationship can feel like a personal contradiction to your own healing process. It creates the illusion that one person won while the other is still catching up.
It's not true. That's just the love bombing. That's how triangulation works. I want you to believe that she's getting everything that you ever wanted. She'll be abused too.
Today's the day that I meet with my therapist. It is the, gotta love my puppy. Start the end of my 30-year marriage. I feel a little sad. Just when I think I couldn't find my smile, guess who found it for me? Hi, Leroy. This is Leroy.
But healing isn't synchronized. People process endings differently. Some withdraw and reflect, others distract and rebuild quickly. Neither approach automatically means one cared more or less, it just means they cope differently.
Let's talk when your ex gets a new significant other in a matter of seconds after your divorce or before the ink is dry. I want you to ask yourself, are you more pissed off at him because it hurts your feelings and the audacity, or are you super concerned about how it's going to affect your kids? And it could be both. And side note, I can't believe how many clients I have recently whose husbands leave the marriage to go fuck and be with the new best friend, the wife's best friend. It's like a chronic disease going on right now. Scandalous. But let's be real. Your ex is going to do what they want. You cannot control it. You can't stop it. You can't influence it. Nothing. And even if it's hurting your kids, this is their relationship with their kids. You have no part in that anymore. You are not shielding, blocking, deflecting for your ex-husband anymore. This is his relationship with those children. Do I understand this goes both ways? Absolutely. Don't even put that shit in the comment.
There's also the reality that some individuals prepare for the end while still in the relationship. They emotionally adjust, lower expectations, and slowly detach. So when the breakup happens, they're not starting from zero.
I'm like a year and some change out of my 13-year relationship ending. We were married and together from 19 to 32 years old. And the first year was just like this, a lot of bliss and excitement. There was also a lot of like really hard times. But it was like new and exciting still, this like freedom and autonomy and all these things. And now as I'm like heading into year 2 and I'm also in a very new chapter of my life, I'm living in a new place and I'm somewhere that's very quiet and feels very safe. And so my nervous system is actually like regulating and I'm noticing a lot of grief coming up. Part of it is that this life that I'm living now is the life I've been dreaming of for many, many years and was not possible within that old relationship, at least in this way. But I'm also finding like a lot of grief for my younger self. I'm doing some writing about just kind of like my history of relationships and the hope that I felt at that age. Like this was my first big love and the way that I loved without abandoned and like without any type of like reservations or hesitation, and just was like so full out, heart on my sleeve, because I had never really had my heart broken, and feeling like a lot of like tenderness and grief, and like wanting to protect that version of myself, and like remembering and writing about like, oh, all the hope and possibilities that I had for that future and the future that we were building together. This is how I know it's a good writing process, is I'm at the point of crying. Yeah, just holding a lot of space for that version of myself, because I'm like, there is a part of me that's like, I don't know if I'll ever love that freely again, because I have grown and I've learned, and I'm not 19 anymore, right? I'm 33 and going through a divorce, and it's real life. So I don't know, just holding a lot of love for that version of myself, and sadness that those fantasies didn't come true, and also proud of my current self for realizing that they were also just fantasies and they weren't reality. And it got to a point at the end of our relationship where my therapist asked me, she was like, okay, Ayano, so you keep talking about wanting to like get back to where you were. We're talking about where you guys could be. And she's like, but what are the facts of right now? What are the facts of this moment in reality? What is the truth? And I said what the truth in those moments were. And she was like, okay, so if you woke up 10 years later and this was still the same reality, would you want to be in this relationship? And that was a huge moment for me when I realized I had been living in fantasy for a really long time. And it doesn't mean that the love that my ex and I shared wasn't real, because like part of me wants to say that like I don't think I'll ever know that kind of love again, because it was really special. And I had never been loved and seen like that in my life. And then there's a part of me that's like, bitch, the world is so big, and God willing, life will be so long, and you're gonna know so much love. And so I'm just vacillating between those two right now. Anyways, sending you all so much love, and just like holding space for all the complexity of navigating heartbreak and the end of long-term relationships and starting your life over in your early 30s.
On the other side, the person who stayed emotionally invested until the end often feels blindsided. Their timeline starts later, so everything feels rushed and unfair, even if the other person has been moving on internally for a long time.
Just because you break up with him, just because you wanted the divorce, doesn't mean that you're not going to be sad. You're going to be devastated. I left my husband after a 22-year marriage, 25-year relationship with him. I cried for months and months and months. I couldn't stop crying. I'd go to a grocery store and I would cry. I'd go to Starbucks and I would cry. It's a death of a life that you knew, and it deserves the honor of mourning it. And that's truly how you recover and you're able to move forward. So it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to cry, even if it was your decision to leave him.
Men, you beautiful, beautiful species, you. You came for the camel toe, and you stayed for reasons I'm not sure why, but I'm going to start using you to my advantage. Emotional intelligence. Let's talk about it for a bit. Where are you guys? Where are the men who have emotional intelligence and are capable and have the capacity to hold their partner's emotional needs and deliver them as if it were a deliverable for work? Some of you may know I'm going through a separation, and I've come to terms with the fact that a lot of the reasons why my marriage was starting to crumble was because my emotional needs weren't being met, and I felt like the communication was breaking down and that I wasn't being heard. So what does it take for a man to listen to what us females need emotionally and then be able to deliver that to your partner? Like, what is it that we are not doing, or what is it that you're not hearing? Is it just that you don't want to? Is it that women are delivering it incorrectly? Or is it just a communication breakdown? I am genuinely curious. I know that like this is not a shit on men post at all. I love men. I think y'all are great, so don't take it in that sense. But us women would be like really appreciative if you had the capacity to hold our emotional needs and deliver them, because if you can, we will likely be on our knees in like 30 seconds flat, and you'd be happy and we'd be happy, and then all would be well in the world. So let me know. I'm very interested. I want to maybe turn this into a series because there's a lot of you men on my page, and yeah, maybe I'll learn something. Okay, thanks for listening.
Online spaces then turn these personal situations into narratives. People compare timelines, assign blame, and simplify complex relationships into quick conclusions. But real relationships are rarely that simple.
I always used to wonder, like, why would somebody move on so fast as soon as we break up? How do I next week look on your social media and you're with somebody else? And then I realized the fact of the matter is, you didn't want to be in pain. I'm suffering because I'm not jumping on anybody. So I don't have my mind with somebody else. I'm just thinking about you. You jumped on somebody else and used them as a rebound so you don't have to suffer the pain that I'm suffering. And it's not fair, because when I see it on social media, when I see it on Facebook, it hurts me even more and it puts me in a darker place. And the sad part is, you didn't even give a damn. You still posted it, but you broke my heart. And you go and jump on somebody else so you don't get broken. And then you break me even more because I see it on social media. Sweetheart, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be alone for a very long time if this is the way you want to work your life. For any men and women that jumps into another relationship, it's not because of the fact you're madly in love with them. It's because you're so hurt that you're scared to feel the pain that I'm feeling. So you jump on somebody else, but not realizing that you put me in a difficult situation, and that just sucks. Imagine the person that loved you just jumps on somebody else and you see it. It breaks you. It puts you in a darker place, and it's so sad these days that they move on so fast. But in reality, they just don't want to feel the pain that we're feeling. And it sucks. It really does.
Another factor is identity. After a long relationship, rebuilding your sense of self takes time. Watching an ex move forward quickly can make it feel like you're the only one stuck, even when that's not the full picture.
I have to say something really quickly. So, whenever I figured out that my ex-husband was dating the girl that I was worried about at the end of our marriage, I was so sad at first. And then I realized how much stronger I am now than even I was 6 months ago, because that would have made me feel devastated for like weeks, I feel like. And I was really only sad for like a day or two. Like, yeah, it still hurts. It's disappointing and it hurts. But it's almost like the anticipation of what I thought was going to be my worst nightmare. Now that it like came true, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, that says way more about him than it does me and our relationship. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that and share where my headspace is at and everything.
There's also a pressure to keep up. Seeing someone else move on can push people to rush their own healing, which often backfires. Genuine recovery doesn't follow someone else's timeline.
Y'all want to know what really sucks? Is finding out that your husband, who you're not even filed for divorce from yet, and it's been a month since he left your house, and you find out that he's actually going out on a date tonight. We haven't even filed for divorce yet. Is that normal? Do men do that? Like, somebody answer me. Men, women, I don't care who it is. Somebody just answer the question, is that normal for people to do? Because I downloaded the Stir app, which is for like single parents, and I almost vomited, and I deleted it because like I was nauseous just looking at it. And he's going out on a date tonight. I haven't been out on a date with him in over a year. How do you get over that? That's painful.
In many cases, what people are reacting to isn't just the new relationship, it's what it represents. Closure, replacement, or the idea that something meaningful can be moved on from so quickly.
I really don't mean to sound insensitive. I think I just also have really tough, strong skin, but I just hate to see a woman think that she needs to take care of this problem that she didn't even start for a grown man that knows better not to cheat. Like, they know what they're doing. They probably literally thought of you while doing it, but they did it anyway. There's nothing for you to prove and nothing for you to gain when you stay with a man that cheats. You take him back, and now you have to help him fight the urge to not want to be between another girl's legs. You see how it doesn't make sense? You don't need to prove how great of a woman you are and that you have all these great qualities and that, you know, you guys maybe have accomplished so much together. He knows that. Now you're living with the anxiety of wondering if he's talking to this girl right now, if he's with this girl right now. Are they meeting up for lunch? Are they at work together? Are they texting? Are they sending pictures? Are they doing Instagram DMs? You don't have to live that way. It doesn't make you a ride or die. These aren't the trials and tribulations that a relationship should have to go through. Because you think that you're being so strong, and I don't mean to be insensitive, but you think that you're being super strong and we're gonna work this out together. But like I said, one, it's not your problem. Two, he's telling his boys, yeah, like, she gave me another chance. So you literally gave him a hall pass. So when he does it again, he thinks now y'all are gonna get through this and that it's okay because she already forgave me. You can 100% forgive them without actually staying with them. And I think people or women just forget that. You don't, if you want to heal and move forward and get through this, you can do that without staying with him. And I know there's like 1% of relationships that probably work out and the man like never cheats again. But realistically, if you think that they haven't done it, let's say you gave them another chance and it hasn't happened a year or two later, don't think that it's not going to happen again. And let's say 5, 6, 7 years down the line, now you're back to square one and you just wasted 5, 6, 7 years that you could have spent single, healing, or finding the right person. A man that values you will never, ever risk finding someone like you because it's so rare. You will never regret leaving the first time, but you will 100% regret it when you catch them cheating a second time.
The uncomfortable truth is that relationships often end long before they officially do. What feels like a sudden shift is sometimes just the final step in a process that's been happening quietly for a while.
I'm having one of those moments. I oiled my hair last night, guys, so I'm not gross. There's oil in my hair. The only time I get like this is when it involves my husband. So I must block him. They're telling me I'm faking the screenshots. When she has a repost on her TikTok talking about faking screenshots, I will attach it right here. She's impersonating me, trying to get Matthew to get a restraining order on me, to get me and his baby out of his life so she can use him. She's texting me, my mother, anybody who will listen, love letters, I will attach, from her ex. Like, why do I care? Why does my mother care about your ex? I'm sorry it hurt you so bad he sent me $500, but why do you care? If you love Matthew so much, why do you care John sent me $500? I'm being serious. Why do you care? If I was happy with my new man in Miami, I wouldn't give a damn what John was doing. You must care about John. And Matthew thinks I'm lying. It's okay. I will just go through the court now. Like you said go through the court. What's the difference? You ain't sent me a dime, so what's the difference? I may as well. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I don't know what loyalty I have to you still. And look at your loyalty to me. I'm gonna cut it out of my life now. I'm done. I must get out of Rhode Island immediately. Must get closer to my family. so that they can help me with my baby. Because now I'm at a point where I can't do it by myself anymore. I can't raise an infant child completely 100% by myself, 24/7, without a single soul to even call on the phone and say, hey, could you come bring me some water? We ran out of water. I have nobody in Rhode Island. I am alone. Now Matthew's so happy living his dream life with his dream woman. I'm so happy. Get me to Pennsylvania. I want to move to Pennsylvania. It's cheaper than New Jersey. Just need to move. I need to be near my family, within an hour radius of my family, and that would be great because they will help me with my child, the child that you abandoned, that you do not care about, that you said yesterday you don't give a F about. Well, you need to get us to the people that do care, because my parents do care. They can't help me with money, but they do care. And they come here as much as they can to see the baby, and they FaceTime my baby every day, all day. My mama and my dad and my sister and my brothers. And that's all I have. So you need to move me closer to them. And I will leave you alone. But you can't just abandon me in the middle of nowhere and flaunt your new amazing relationship and rub it in my face while we starve. That's not fair. My life is not a game. This is real.
At the end of the day, the real challenge isn't how fast someone else moves on. It's focusing on your own process without letting that timeline define your worth or your healing.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.